Welcome to The Explainer. What if the most powerful way to heal our planet was also just incredibly profitable? Today, we're diving into a fascinating blueprint that argues exactly that. It's a plan for tackling some of the world's biggest problems, not with charity, but with big business.
So, right off the bat, here's the big question. Can we really do that? Can you build a profitable business by fixing these huge global issues? Well, the model we're exploring today says absolutely. The core idea is that profitability isn't the enemy of progress, it's the engine that could drive it on a massive scale. Okay, so first things first. To really get the solution, you have to understand the scale of the problems we're talking about. This model zooms in on two massive and, as you'll see, interconnected crises facing all of us. On one hand, you've got this pervasive threat of environmental pollution. It's in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil we grow food in. And on the other hand, we have this quiet epidemic of chronic disease. Think about conditions like diabetes, which put this incredible strain on millions of people and our entire healthcare system. So how could a business even begin to tackle something as enormous as pollution? Well, the proposed solution here starts with one of its biggest components, our trash. The whole idea is to stop seeing it as just waste and start seeing it for what it could be, a really valuable resource. And the heart of this whole thing is a technology called catalytic depolymerization, or CDT. Now, unlike your traditional incinerators that just burn trash, this system uses heat and special catalysts to chemically break waste down. No combustion. And that's key, because it means no harmful toxins get released into the atmosphere. The business model here is a total win-win. They get paid to take the waste, and then they get paid again when they sell the clean energy it creates.
And this is where the numbers get really, really dramatic. Okay, so with old school incineration, if you burn a ton of waste, you might get, say, 500 to 600 kilowatt hours of energy out of it.
But get this, the CDT system can generate up to 2,000 kilowatt hours from that exact same ton of waste. That's almost a four-fold increase. I mean, it's a massive leap that just completely changes the economics of the whole thing. And this quote from the source material really just nails the whole argument. The tech is presented as being better from every single angle. It's better for the environment because you're avoiding those highly toxic pollutants like dioxins, and it's better economically because you're just getting a way higher return on energy. All right, let's switch gears to that second huge challenge, healthcare. The blueprint takes the same exact logic and applies it to another global crisis, using the massive need for insulin as the prime example. The mission here is just as ambitious. The idea is to build a brand new state-of-the-art facility to produce and package insulin, tackling the diabetes crisis head-on. This is where high-tech medicine meets huge, industrial-scale biotechnology.
You know, the manufacturing process itself is incredibly complex. It all starts with gene technology and fermentation. From there, it moves into this multi-stage process of generation and purification to create the final, stable medical product that's ready to be packaged. And the scale of this kind of operation is just immense. To give you a sense of it, a proposed plant in Abu Dhabi would need 15,000 square meters of space. That's about the size of 3 football fields. And it would take a team of almost 200 highly specialized people just to run it. Okay, so these solutions sound amazing, right? But they also sound, well, incredibly expensive. Which brings us to the crucial question. How in the world do you fund something this massive? And you'd be right to think that. This is not a small-time venture. The estimated investment needed is $1.5 billion, spread out over a 12-year period. We're talking about serious, large-scale capital. Now, a really key part of the financial model is using modern financial tools, like carbon credits. So here's how it works. By proving you're reducing CO2 emissions, like with that waste-to-energy system, the project generates these credits. And these credits can then be sold or traded, just like any other asset. It literally turns environmental action directly into revenue. Okay, so we've seen the problems and the high-tech solutions. Now let's get to the most important part, the financial performance that could make this whole model actually work. So if we take that insulin plant again as an example, the projected annual financials are pretty striking. You've got revenues of over 356 million euros, up against costs of about 176 million. That leaves a pre-tax profit of over 180 million euros every single year. And that works out to a projected pre-tax profit margin of over 50%. And that
That right there is the secret sauce. That's the kind of number that makes it possible to attract the billions in capital you need to even get started. It suggests that solving a critical human need can be exceptionally profitable. So when you step back and look at this whole model, what can we take away? Is this some kind of new blueprint for how we solve these big problems? When you really boil it all down, a pretty clear three-part blueprint emerges. First, you identify a grand challenge, a huge problem. Second, you deploy a genuinely superior, high-efficiency tech solution. And third, you build a powerful profit engine around it so the project can sustain itself and grow to a truly global scale. And all of this leaves us with a final and pretty provocative thought. Is this the future of how we solve global challenges? A future where the power and the scale of for-profit companies are harnessed to fix the very problems that, industrialization may have helped create in the first place. It's a compelling and really complex question to think about.